here as well. KJ, another win for Man United. 3 goals. Bruno back to what he does best. Talk to me.
Rude. I salute you, my brother. Mission accomplished. His job was to come in, steady the ship, make us not concede goals left, right, and center, get us points on the board, and score some goals. 4 games, 3 wins, 1 draw, 11 goals scored. 3 goals conceded, 4 goals conceded, 3 or 4 goals conceded. I'm happy. He's done his job. After Chelsea, everyone was gunning after Ruud like he was supposed to be flipping Pep 2.0 after a week of football, after a week of having a team as the interim. Everyone was ready to cook him. You haven't shown a style of play. You haven't shown us this. You haven't shown us. He did his job. Get results. He did that. Unbeaten. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy because now we have a starting block that the players are confident and this team can now hopefully go forward with Ruben Amorim and actually start climbing the table. And today was probably the best performance out of all 4 games because from the get-go, we was on Leicester. We was on them and we were pressing them. We were making sure we won the 2nd ball, the 3rd ball, the 4th ball. Today, the players showed their hunger and desire. And you know what? Thank you for actually showing some of that. Now that has to be the minimum that to show going forward on the Amorim. And let's play some good football. Let's climb up the table now. Because we've had a terrible season, a terrible year and a half. Go and repay us the time that you've been wasting of the fans and go repay us with some wins and good performances. Today, Terry, the midfield, all 3 of them, Bruno, Casemiro, Ugarte. Guess what happens when you play a consistent midfield and don't leave gaps in the midfield and allow 2 players to sit close to each other so they can help each other? Who knew that would make it harder to break down? Who knew that would mean that the Ten Hag's Island would no longer exist? And who knew that would get the best out of both Ugarte and Casemiro? Because I'll be first to admit, in the summer I wanted Cas gone. My head was gone. I didn't want to see him see pitch. After Liverpool, man was vexed with him. I was ready to see him gone. But the system changed and he's improved. Ugarte played, 3 games for Man United? Flop. Awful. Not a good footballer. Terrible player. Why did we buy him? Waste of money. Over the last 4 games, he's been playing consistently and showing us why he has been bought for Man United. The legs, the energy, the tenacity. It's what we've been missing. And together with someone like a Casemiro who can also do the hard work, but also he's got a bit of ball playing in his locker, they've been a brilliant partnership. It's been a great partnership.
No, I totally agree. And look, we have so many debates on this show about, for instance, Casemiro. And the only what frustrated me about the conversation around him is that everybody was ignoring the fact that it didn't matter whether he played in that role, McTominay played in that role, Kobe played in that role, Amrabat played in that role. Ten Hag's Island existed. We were exposing that single sort of pivot, sort of DM, and they were getting run through. No other top team in the league was doing that. They play in a unit and they constrict the space to make it hard for their opponents. And we've done that well in the last 4 games, which is why we have looked better. And there's a comment that come through saying, Terry, you beat a poor team at home. How can you be excited? This is what non-Man United fans are just either deliberately ignoring or they're not aware of. And that's the fact that Man United have been outplayed by most teams home and away in the past 18 months. Run through, conceding opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And isn't it mad with his hair and beard like that, how much Brandon looks like David De Gea? Sorry, it just came on. He actually looks like David De Gea. So, yeah, look, for me, there's so much more work to be done at Man United. We know the squad over the next 2 years. Easily 11, 12, 13, 14 players out and in that time period. No one saying we're back to our absolute best. But as I said on so many top 6 shows, so many straight fact shows, the fact that people's sort of theory that we're, oh my God, I don't even think your squad's in the top 10 in the Premier League is nonsense. We were almost cut adrift mathematically from top 4 contention just 3 weeks ago, we're now 4 points away from third, which mathematically speaking is more than catchable from this particular juncture. Now, if Arsenal or Chelsea win in a couple of hours, that will change a little bit. That will change slightly, but that'll only go to like 5 points, 6 points, which is still not a million miles away. This season is recoverable for Man United, and I'm really, really proud of this mini turnaround so far of fortunes, but a lot of hard work to go. And it mad. Bruno Fernandes was barely scoring and assisting. The system changes. You put him back in his position, 6 in 5. And I saw a stat the other day that showed, I think he's got, I don't remember the total amount of goals and assists that he's got. He is the 7th highest in Europe since joining Man United, and the highest midfield player in terms of scoring goals and creating. I know he makes mistakes. I know he isn't the best on the eye. Put him where he's dangerous, and this man will deliver for you far more than any other midfield player in the world, barring KDB. Love the geezer. This is when he's at his best. So hopefully Amorim gets the best out of him as well.
Him and Ahmad are the 2 10s. In Amorim's system, they have to be the 2 10s right now, because all the other attackers aren't proving that they're good enough to play that role at this moment in time. Things may change, but the way that Ahmad's come in and time again shown us why he shouldn't have never been benched by Ten Hag, and the way that Bruno has now gone back to what we know he can do because he's not being played out of position. This false.
I don't care about this stat from a KDB or Gerrard point of view. 156 goals created and scored in 250 games is phenomenal. I don't care what anybody says. When someone goes, tell me one thing he's good with at the ball at his feet, scoring and creating chances. That's it. And it's a fact. You can't, I don't care if your eyes don't like it. This is not Strictly Come Fucking Dancing or Dancing with the Stars or My Break Dancing Dream or whatever. Britain's got talent. America's got talent. Manchester's got talent. This is football. And delivery, if City right now had attackers who could deliver goals and assists, they wouldn't be on a 4-game losing streak. Just to reiterate from yesterday, Sir Alex Ferguson in 26 years never lost 4 games on the bounce in all competitions. Just wanted to put that out there. But moving on slightly from Man United, because there are other teams. Obviously, Cam, from your point of view, really important win for Man United today.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy to see these players aren't as bad as everybody's been saying, right? And I'm going to say something, and this isn't, I want to make it clear, this is not the views of the Terrace. This is my opinion. A lot of you content creators or fans need to fuck off. Like, straight up, you do not help your team when you consistently look for traction by thrashing them. I'm talking straight that Faz dude. I'll just say the name, obviously. When you do shit like that, like if I was in that lineup at the start of the game and saw that, I'd look over to him and tell him, shut the fuck up. Like, not like when Garnacho scored that goal today, you could see it in him. He just wanted to be like that. He wanted to tell off the fit, and that doesn't help anybody. So people just need to chill. Let the players play the game, be fans. The access that content creators get in the UK is unprecedented in sports. Like, enjoy it. You guys literally are allowed to be there. No other in the NBA, the NFL, you're not the lockers. You're not allowed to do it. They don't let that happen. It is unprecedented. And I think it's great. I love it because a lot of my friends are content creators, and I love what has happened in the UK space. I think it's amazing that mainstream media doesn't own it anymore. But you're ruining it. And at the end of the day, leave the players alone. Anyway, to the game. Bruno Fernandes, like I just needed to say that. I was so frustrated this week watching all that stuff go down. And that's just my opinions. So Bruno today, everybody knows how I feel about Bruno, and I've never stopped feeling this way about Bruno. And I got a question for you, Mo. Does this version of Bruno, the version we've seen in the last 4 games, get into the Spurs midfield? This version?
Not yet. Jeez. But yeah, he is good.
Come on. This
some shame, Cam. You played Leicester.
I don't. No.
He looked good. Have some shame, bro. You played Leicester. Let me talk. You asked me a question. Let me talk now. Why you rattled? Because I didn't answer the question the way you wanted.
Go on. Keep going. Sorry.
No, Bruno. Listen, everyone here knows that I've always defended Bruno. You remember, me and Flawless went against each other because I said Bruno as a player, and I sent you a message about this. The difference between Bruno and everyone else is, I believe, that Bruno needs to be kept in check. And me and KJ spoke about this the last match reaction. And today, when Bruno plays for the team and plays the way that like he helps his teammates and everything, I think he looks very good because the numbers don't lie. The problem with him is that there was no one kept in check under Ten Hag. There were egos. There's players playing for themselves. Nobody played for the team. And you can tell today that a lot of players are playing for the team today, not for their place under Ten Hag or for personal glory. And you can tell that everyone is coming together. Ruud is galvanizing the team. You can tell right away from even Garnacho, the way they congratulated Garnacho today after the goal and everyone went around him. You can tell that the team is together, and that will help someone like Bruno, right? It's very obvious. Bruno has talent because talent don't go away from when you watch him at Portugal, when he first joined Man United. The problem at Man United, what happened the last 3 years, is everyone regressed, people. Everyone regressed, not only in terms of ability and the way they play, mentality, work ethics, everything went down. And you can tell now that some of this is why when I was on Straight Facts with Terry, what did I say? And people didn't believe. I said, Amorim can bring this team back up. And instantly,
so one thing I will say it's like when you look at what Erik ten Hag did, like you can't feel bad for a manager who caused his own demise. When you see Ahmad come in the team, and we've all been begging for it, we want to see more from him. You see him come in, and he immediately is our best winger, which a lot of people believe just how he plays. You sit there and wonder, like Ugarte, we paid all that money for him and you don't play him. And you have everybody coming for him being like, this guy was a bad buy instantly. Everybody wanted to say it before he even touched the ball. Today, he looked exactly the part he's supposed to be, right?
It's true. On top of that, I wonder about it as well, also on the Faz staff. I see it a little differently from Cam in the sense of...
It's my opinion, by the way.
No, I know it is. But I've already spoke about this publicly. I don't personally have a problem with what he did. I just defended Garnacho in the sense of, if you speak to football players like that, don't get angry either when they give you some shit back. It's when Adam was ignored by Rashford. Rashford's clearly seen things you've said about him. He's got every right to ignore you type thing. I don't really mind it, but I just don't like him. Oh, how dare that player ignore a fan? I think once you start...
Adam one didn't bother me as much because it's like, whatever. That's his opinion.
I get you. Equally, like I look at all of them and it's like
you just gotta like... I think
do the content... Yeah, sorry, I'm running out of time. Sorry, do the content you want. But you got to be able to give it and take it. And if you criticize a footballer or footballer feels disrespected by you and he gives you some disrespect back, I don't want to see crying in the other direction. But look, Man United's biggest problem on the field of play, or one of our biggest problems, was the manager, was how he was set up, was the structure of the team. Every single top coach, every single top manager in the world will tell you the first and foremost thing you have to set up as a team is be hard to beat, hard to break down, compact. Give your opponents very little space. And we were open. We used to spread like peanut butter. And the problem is we were easy to play against. And there was never a foundation to kind of grow from. I want to do some of these super chats because we are getting close to the end of the show. Jerome, who's a Spurs fan, says Spurs owners, Eze, Neto, and Tony's wages too high. They are looking at their balance sheet, and that is from reliable sources. Spurs is a business, nothing more. Disgusting.
Nothing.
Ronnie here says, go on a run before Amorim and Ugarte face Arsenal. Yes, I'd like us to. Nice little run, build up a little bit of quality by them. Crazy how much you see Højlund with his back to goal in the half spaces, far away from the box. I can't wait to see him in a new system. Yeah, I thought he was poor today, to be fair. I didn't think I thought his touch was... Oh, wow. What a shot. What a save. I thought his touch was poor. I just thought, I thought he had a really, really poor game. The one time he did do something good as well, Rashford's touch today. Oh, so frustrated. Just kept on messing things up. What a shot by Palmer. This year says, top right, this is you, Cam. It says, you're a consumer sheep. It's fine to hold players accountable about their performances. Faz was right to do what he did. And in turn, the wannabe Ronaldo scored. It's a win-win.
Okay, I want to...
Really quick, holding players accountable is completely fine. It's completely cool. You can do whatever you want. That's when you're inside the stadium. You're allowed to say what you want. He's getting paid for that. But before a game, when he's going to greet people who want to meet him and sign autographs and have good vibes, and you come at him, that is not holding him accountable. That's just being a dick. Plain and simple. You're just being...
You can hold people account in different scenarios.
I need to debunk this whole thing of because Faz shouted at him, he was the reason why Garnacho scored. We need to stop this whole, well, if I abuse footballers and when they do good, it's because of me, because I abuse them or I've harassed them or I've criticized them. No, it's not because of you. He did that because he's good enough to do that, and he did that on the day. That's all it is.
KJ, we've all been to football matches before. I wouldn't call what Faz said abuse, but
no.
we've all been to football matches.
No, I never said Faz abused. I'm not saying that, but people abuse Brennan Johnson, and then when he went to scoring, he said, "Yep, that's because I was."
Yeah, I would love to see the. I would love to listen. I think it's a debate. We might do it over the international break because I'm intrigued by it. Genuinely, I don't have a definitive opinion. You know, when Real Madrid fans smash up their players' cars, I would love to see whether that actually improves the players, because people think it does, but maybe I don't know whether it does or doesn't. I'd love there to be some empirical data on this.